Okay, week 3 of our 30-30 circuit, 6 different movements. Okay, first movement is an alternate shoulder touch plank, which is a core-based movement. So we're going to go onto the floor into a push-up position, feet a little bit wider. Okay, push through the floor so we round this up back a little bit and tuck the bum. From that position, we're going to slowly take one hand off the floor, touch our shoulder, then go back to the floor. Right, tight before we move each time. So as a demonstration, we go wide, okay, narrow hands, tuck our bums, push through the floor, get tight, and then move. Back to floor. Tight, and then move. Okay? We're trying not to have any hip movement. So for those guys that are getting all this hip movement, I want you to put your feet a little bit wider. Those guys that want to get a little bit more out of it, take your feet narrower. Movement number 2 is a kettlebell rack position reverse lunge. So one kettlebell, pick a side, right, and you will change the sides per round. We're going to go into a reverse lunge. So nice and tight in our anterior core, okay, being careful we don't go into massive hyperextension when we're holding the kettlebell. We load that front leg, take the back leg back and touch the knee to floor. Okay, so we're tight, we take it back, hit the floor, come back up. Okay, reset, nice and tight, floor, back up. Tight, floor, back up. Okay, obviously we need to be careful that our knee is not going to come on the inside of our foot, right in line with our big toe. So we need to track our toes or make sure our knee is to the outside of our little toe. Okay, almost like a squat type knee, squat type of foot. Third movement is a machine. So whatever machine you're on, go for it, 30 seconds on. Fourth movement is a kettlebell, half kneeling, bottom up clean and press. Alright, so it's quite a mouthful for that one. So we're going to go into a half kneel position on the floor. Right, nice and comfortable position. This knee to the outside of it, don't go too narrow. Okay? Kettlebell is going to be bottom up, which means this bit is going to be up. We're going to touch the floor, bring it up our body and go overhead. Alright? So it's a clean from the floor, press overhead. The kettlebell is going to be wobbling quite a lot, alright, so we need a lighter load here. What we don't want to be doing is getting a real heavy load and losing it at the top, okay? Also keeping our back nice and flat. So from the side, when I'm in this position, I'm going to hinge back a little bit as I go to floor, right? I'm not just going to reach down and put my back into that vulnerable position, right? So I'm going to touch the floor, and clean it up, press it overhead, okay? Clean it up, press it overhead. When we come to the other round, all I'm going to do is change sides, right? So if we're going for an odd number of times, 5 rounds, I would start on our strongest hand just for this clean and press, okay? Then we'll go over to our hand that we need to work on a little bit more, we'll work on that, okay, then back to our strongest, right? So whilst we get used to the movement, if we're going for 5 rounds in this, we can use our strongest hand, right, 3 times, and our weakest hand twice. Okay, next movement is a core movement. So after that, we go to a marching plank. Okay, so that is normal plank position, right? So we're in, feet back, bum starts a little bit higher again. We tuck our pelvis underneath, hands underneath the fists underneath the eyes, and then we're just going to march and come back to floor. March, come back to floor. Being careful not to lose that pelvic tilt and go into this extension movement or dip in our lower back. Okay, nice controlled up, little pause, nice controlled down. Okay, movement 6, American Kettlebell Swing. So this is exactly the same as a Russian Kettlebell Swing. However, when the weight becomes weightless, right, the kettlebell becomes weightless, we can then press it overhead, right? After we press it overhead, we don't then come straight down. We bring it down vertically a little bit and then back into our swing, right? So, we start from the floor and we will finish from the floor as always. Okay, we can get one Russian swing to get ourselves going, so we'll hinge back and open, and then we can go into an American swing, okay? Make it weightless, punch it overhead, come back down vertically, and then go back into the hinge. Finish at the floor. Okay, so alternate shoulder touch plank, kettlebell rack position reverse lunge, changing sides each time, machine, kettlebell half kneeling bottom up clean and press, what a mouthful that is, marching plank, American kettlebell swing. Enjoy.